Welcome everyone to another episode of Radio and Radio. I'm your host Chase,
Your co-host Danny.
and we've got a very, very good show to talk about tonight. A lot of Star Wars news has actually went over this week. A lot of good stuff. There's been a lot of Disney Plus action. I was kind of disappointed though with what we got for Disney Plus Day. We didn't really get anything.
Mm-hmm. The only thing we got was like the boba behind the scenes kind of thing, right?
Yeah, we got the Under the Helmet Legacy of Boba Fett, and then we got the Kenobi concept arts.
Yeah, they didn't show us a trailer. That's what I was a little bummed out about.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the news.
Mm.
All right, so first off, I want to start with if you're a fan of the Clone Wars or the like the Battlefront games, the voice of Yoda, Tom Kane. A few months ago, he actually suffered a stroke.
Yeah.
And it left him pretty much paralyzed. And he's not really able to speak much. So I heard just a few weeks ago that he's been in early retirement because of it. So
damn, that's unfortunate, man. He was one of the he did the ones for the Clone Wars, right?
Yeah, he did the Yoda for the Clone Wars, and
I think the Grand or like the Admiral guy, and then the voiceover.
He did the Admiral, and he was the narrator for the Clone Wars. Every episode, he was the narrator, and he's actually the only actor from the Clone Wars who is featured in every single episode.
That is true. I always liked it. Like his just like dialogue was like, dang, it's like intensifies the scene.
Yeah, it's great. But we're sad to hear about that early retirement. Tom Kane is a very good addition to the Star Wars team. And he did an amazing job with Yoda. He brought Yoda to life in a cartoon form. If it wasn't for that voice, I don't think Yoda would be as popular as he is in cartoon form.
Definitely.
Of course, we can't forget about Frank Oz, but
yeah,
that's the live action. But Tom Kane, I mean, he brought the perspective for each episode of the Clone Wars. He was he did Admiral Yularen, I think is who it was.
Yeah, I think so.
And then Yoda. I'm not sure if he did any more characters, but
I think those were the top three he was known for. I mean, he might have done other things, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah. So we send our thoughts for his family, because I know that's got to be pretty rough. And he's not that old of a person either. And being a voice actor and not being able to speak, that's your moneymaker. And especially in days like we're in right now with how the world is, it's very unfortunate to lose your one income like that. But sad to hear. But let's get into some happy news. I just wanted to start off with that because I felt like that was the most important.
Yeah.
So like we was talking about the Disney Plus shows. You want to talk about Boba or Kenobi first?
Let's go from, I'd say go to Boba to Kenobi. That's the better.
All right, so I was able to watch the what you call it, the Under the Helmet. Is it Under the Helmet or Under the Bucket?
I think it's Under the Helmet. It can't be Under the Bucket. It's not like KFC over here.
Okay. All right, so
you'll see a bucket of fried chicken next to Boba.
Like Under the Helmet, Legacy of Boba Fett. If you haven't checked that out, it's on Disney Plus. I recommend watching it. I really enjoyed it. It's 22 minutes long. It's like a history and behind the scenes of Boba and his origin and how they're created him. But one thing that stood out to me the most is when George Lucas was on there talking about how he created Boba. One of the early concept arts was the Reiko Hardeen helmet. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. I think I remember them talking about it in the Clone Wars. That was supposed to be the original concept for
That's
Boba.
that's
I
the
liked it.
one thing that stood out to me, and I was actually just surprised to see George Lucas on a Disney thing for once.
Yeah, he's like, that's another check for Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
George.
I did see today that no disrespect,
Oh
but
no, I already know. I already know what you're gonna say.
okay, yeah, okay. If you already know, I don't need to say it.
Kathleen Kennedy. I'm gonna say it
Yeah,
anyways.
Kathleen Kennedy. She signed on for another 3 years to Lucasfilm. But like I said before, if as long as Filoni and Favreau are there, I don't have no reason to worry. But
hmm But
uh,
I like that George was there for this. That's
yeah, I like how he was like, and Django and Boba, they're the same person.
basically. I couldn't agree more with that.
But that's about the only thing that really stood out to me, though, is how one of the early concepts was Reiko Hardin,
hmm
that armor that Kenobi wore.
I liked it. I like that episode arc actually. I think that was one of the best
Hmm.
like arcs I've seen. I remember I think I watched it like in high school because after like I didn't have cable for a little bit. I just like got out of the Clone Wars and I got back into it
You
and
was still getting your DVDs from Blockbuster.
I was Blockbuster is the way.
But,
Hey, they're
dude,
making a comeback. The rise of the Blockbuster. You heard it from
no,
me.
stop it. Next thing you're gonna hear is Blockbuster Skywalker.
Oh my god. All right, let's not
and
push
then and
it.
then you're gonna see in the distance, you're gonna see like all these out of dated movie stores appear in a Force Ghost form,
Oh no.
looking at Blockbuster.
Oh my
We
god.
grant you the rank of movie store, but we do not grant you the rank of master distributor.
They're like, what?
What?
That's
Take a
outrageous.
seat, Blockbuster.
Hmm.
And then the next thing you know, you have Captain Marvel destroying the building.
Oh my god, dude.
Did you notice that? Did you watch Captain Marvel?
I did not because
Oh man,
I knew it was gonna be trash. Not gonna
no, it
lie.
was actually one of the best Marvel movies from the
You're
MCU that I've watched.
lying.
I'm
You're
not lying,
lying.
but
Oh my
like,
god. You're
no,
telling
look,
me. No, no, no. You're telling me Captain America, Winter Soldier.
no, that one was a good one. That one's a good one.
Okay, but you're telling me if you saw Captain Marvel and the Winter Soldier in the same movie theater, you're gonna go to Captain Marvel.
No, I know. I would definitely pick Winter Soldier. I'm
All
saying
right,
Captain Marvel was a good movie though,
I don't
compared
think
to all the
so.
other ones. But like a lot of like there was blockbusters in that movie. A lot of them
hmm
because it went back in time
Oh,
to
back
like
in
the
the
early
'90s or something,
90s.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a lot of blockbusters, and
hmm
she was destroying them. Because damage and all that.
It's disrespectful.
But that's about all I had for the Boba.
Well, but I liked how they like started from the beginning of the character. Like I like how they show like old tapes
Yeah,
of like him in the white suit
yeah.
and like walking down. I don't remember what city it was or town it was in California, but imagine just seeing like film. Like they don't do this anymore, I think, but like they don't show like actual film used costumes walking down,
Hmm.
like it's like a parade or something like that. That's unique. I wish I would have seen that.
Well, what I thought was pretty cool is how they first technically introduced Boba was in that parade, and nobody knew who he was.
Yeah, everyone was like looking at him like, who is this guy? Is a new character. He did get a lot of fame. I
He did,
understand
yeah.
because I always thought about it like, why do we see so much Boba Fett merchandise? And I think it just goes all the way back down to like the like where it all started. Like I like how I thought about Boba Fett. To me, I just remember him the most from Empire Strikes Back, like because in the Return of the Jedi, they just gave him like I think they gave him like a cheap. They cheated him out, and he's still famous.
Well, yeah, they did cheat him out, but then you got people like Favreau and Filoni who thinks
Brought
of
him
the
back.
most off the top, the head stuff and found a way to bring him back.
Like I'm glad he's like
Now, in the comics, in Star Wars Legends,
mhm,
Dengar is actually the one who nurses Boba back to health after he escapes the Sarlacc.
mhm.
We don't know about canon, but I would love to see Dengar in the
Mhm.
Book of Boba.
That'd be very interesting. Like a flashback when he was younger.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely could see
yeah.
that.
You see like Boba, climbing out of the Sarlacc, and you see like a hand
Mhm.
come down. And Boba looks up in his Dengar.
Yeah, that's cool. And another thing what did I highlight from the Boba Fett series? Like the concept of like they were trying to make like basically an army full of Boba Fett's, but because of the
Yeah.
budget,
The
yeah, I was
budget.
like that would have been okay. That would have made the Empire look a lot more stronger than like Storm.
Well,
I
it
honestly
would
think
have, but
Stormtroopers are the worst, ugly looking. I know it's iconic to Star Wars, but they're the most ugly looking, useless like characters, and they're made fun of because of that. And then like in Rogue One, like I like how the
oh man,
director made
Rogue
them
One, they're
like
just rag dolls,
yeah,
man.
except like the Dark Troopers or whatever, they're basically
Yeah.
like
The
Black
Death
Ops.
Troopers.
Yeah, I'm glad they made them like not as useless
Yeah.
because it just made it too easy. And then what they did with the First Order, the evolution of a stormtrooper, they were basically like AIs,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, like that's what I have to say.
Can you
I did like
imagine,
it.
can you imagine, just put yourself in a stormtrooper's shoes. If you're on
Mm.
Scarif and
Oh
you
my,
see your base is under attack and you get deployed with all these death troopers and all you hear is I'm
I'm
gonna be
like.
standing there like, is your comms working?
He's like, I would just take off the helmet and just be like, "Hey man, what are you trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
are you,
Use your
are you
words,
eat?"
man.
And like, imagine like some of them, one of them's eating while they're like just talking on the mic. They're like, "Sorry man, I just had to stop by like Galaxy's Edge or something like
Yeah,
that."
they got the chicken nugget dispenser in
They,
their
they got
helmet.
they got the jalapeno chicken nuggets from Burger
Yeah.
King or something like
Yeah.
that.
What do you say?
I, it's, I think the concept of the Death Troopers were cool.
They are
I
cool. Did
like
you
them.
know in Rebels that they actually do speak English?
They do. No, because
Yeah, they do.
it's like the reason why they're talking like all gibberish, it's like to hide their like transmissions, right? Or like when they're talking to each other,
I like
right?
the Death Troopers though. They're very cool.
I
Very,
like,
very good design.
yeah, I like them. It was a cool concept. The was it the Hot Toys version of them? They're actually pretty cool. I don't know how much they're worth, but I would definitely like grab a couple. They're
Um,
pretty,
yeah, but back to what you said about there being an army of Boba Fett. Technically, if
yeah,
you think about it, that would have just been Mandalore.
yeah. They would have like why didn't they just recruit Mandalorians instead of like enslaving like just random troopers, with no incentive?
Right.
Like I
Hey,
don't know. It would have been a cool concept,
hey,
but
I guess we'll never know.
we'll never know. Or maybe it's another idea, Dave Filoni.
I
It's
guess
another
we'll
check
never
for
know.
daddy.
Speaking of George Lucas,
Mm-hmm.
I actually found something today,
Mm-hmm.
and let me pull it up here so I can read it. This was I'm assuming this is quotes from George Lucas
Okay.
about his sequel trilogy that he
Mm-hmm.
planned to make, but it never got produced because of you know Disney.
Kathleen
But
Kennedy.
yeah. So I'm gonna read these quotes here. I've got two of them here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now keep in mind this is George Lucas's episode 7, 8, and 9.
Mm-hmm.
He says, in quote, the movies are about Leia. I mean, who else is going to be the leader? Is trying to, I'm guessing he's assuming talking about Luke. Luke is trying to rebuild the Republic. No, he's talking about Leia. Leia is trying to rebuild the Republic, and Luke is trying to restart the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So his main focus was going to be Leia as the Luke Skywalker
Okay.
of 7, 8, 9. Now the big bads of 7, 8, 9. This is what he had to say in quote. Darth Maul trained a girl, Darth Talon,
Dark.
who was the
Uh-huh.
comic books as his apprentice. She was the new Darth Vader, and most of the action was with her. So these were the two main villains of the trilogy. Darth Maul and Darth Talon would have both been the master and the apprentice in 7, 8, 9.
And when
Instead
were
of
they thinking of making
it's
those films? Like what years?
um
Like early 2000s, like when they released the prequels?
yeah, I think right after he came out with the prequels, he started writing on that.
Okay.
Of course, we all okay. If you're a regular listener And
Here we
you've been
go. Here we go.
and you've been with us. You know that I cannot stand the sequel movies. And it's not that they're bad movies per se, but they're
Yes,
bad
they are.
movies.
They're bad, terrible production. That's what I would
Yes,
say.
terrible writing, terrible directing, terrible production. I would have loved to seen a movie, a sequel trilogy with Darth Maul and Luke Skywalker in the
That would be
same universe
interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
instead of Pickle Jar Snokes.
Because he is in a pickle
He
jar.
is in a pickle jar. You get to episode 9, and can you just imagine what Kylo was thinking when he looked up and seen all these Snokes just floating around? He would
He's
have
like,
been like,
he probably took some death sticks walking in or something
yeah,
like
he
that.
would have been like, whoa, what did I do? What did Ray do to me last night? Did she give me some spice? Or did Kenobi give me death sticks? It was all Uncle Luke. Old Ben Kenobi snagged some death sticks and gave them to Luke, and Luke hung on to him and gave them to nephew Kylo.
Oh god, dude.
I should be writing these movies. Can you?
We can honestly, if they gave us a whole week to create a trilogy of movies, I think we could do it.
Oh yeah, I could do it.
We'd
I could do
100%.
it.
We would lose sleep on it, but if we can make history, all I want on my monument, Commander Fox, is the real villain.
There would be a lot of fan service, but that's all right.
We got like a lot of hate mail from like
There'd be a lot of hate mail, but it'd be a lot of fan
the
service.
original trilogy fans versus the prequels. I'm on the side of the prequels.
I don't care how much money it takes. I would get Liam Neeson and Hayden Christensen in the same movie.
We need them because that was his former master, technically. Like
In
the
the
guy
flesh,
who
not the Force Ghost. I would have them in the flesh.
Yeah,
and I would have my dream scene. I don't know how we got on this, but my dream scene would be Qui-Gon teaching Anakin lightsaber skills, like Kanan did Ezra. That would be my dream scene to create.
Okay.
And then I would have Obi-Wan in the background, just like this.
Fine.
And then him like look down at Yoda, and Yoda look up at Obi-Wan.
That's a cool scene.
That would be a great scene.
I could see that. I could see them both in the movie. Like, why not? Maybe that's one of the characters that are hiding in the Kenobi series that we might switch to talk about. You never know.
I'm gonna tell you, you're hearing it right now, right here,
Rhodey and
for the
Radio.
first time. Yes. If Qui-Gon shows up in Kenobi, I will pause the show and call you freaking out.
If it's like, imagine you see it before me, like.
Just know that on the premiere day of Kenobi, if you get a phone call from me, you know what it is.
Okay, was it be like him in the flesh or him like as his voice?
Does not matter.
Anything?
Anything.
Even a mention? I think he will be.
Even a mention.
He has to be because he
I don't
has
see
to.
why he wouldn't.
Because in Revenge of the Sith, Yoda sent him basically on a mission to, 1, protect Luke, and 2, to learn how to become like a Force ghost. And the way he could learn is
the way I see it is, if you're gonna have a Boba series and go the whole series, not tell how he escaped the Sarlacc pit, it's the same as having a Kenobi series and not saying anything about Qui-Gon Jinn.
Okay, because that was his former master.
Yes.
He has to get flashbacks. He has PTSD. This Kenobi has Obi-Wan Kenobi has PTSD.
I'm not sure where I heard this. I don't know if it's a rumor or if I came up with it in my head, but I don't know. But I remember hearing something about Kenobi is gonna have like a dream, and it's gonna be like a flip point of view of him and Anakin on Mustafar. And instead of Anakin burning alive, it would be Kenobi.
I think I've read something like that on Reddit.
Yeah. I can't remember where I heard that at, but I heard that was supposed to be like a PTSD kind of deal. But let's get into Kenobi since we're already talking about it. But if you haven't seen the Disney Plus Day sizzle reel of Kenobi, it showed some concept art for the Kenobi series. And one thing that stood out to me is that concept of Vader and Kenobi fighting.
Yeah.
If you noticed, the so-called Kenobi figure has his back turned, and to me, it. What if it's not Kenobi?
That's interesting. Who would it be?
Well, you got to think who else is still alive
Imagine
around
it's
this time.
Qui-Gon. I think the internet would blow up if it was
Well,
Qui-Gon.
it is a blue lightsaber.
It's not. Yeah, Qui-Gon was green.
What if it's Cal Kestis?
Cal? Dude, he instantly lose. Like,
But because he's wearing a robe, and and then you have that other Kenobi art picture, and it actually shows him wearing a robe, and he's on that creature. I don't know the name of that creature,
I forgot to.
but
Tatooine creature.
and
One.
it kind of looks like the same clothing, but if you notice, that Kenobi on that creature is a little bit more bulkier than that one fighting Vader.
Or
Now,
maybe it's a Jedi of like just a random
yeah,
Jedi.
like just a random Jedi, because in the Force Unleashed, the first mission you play as Darth Vader, and he's hunting down this rogue Jedi.
Uh-huh.
And that's where
Or
he
maybe what if they
finds,
find Star Killer or something? Or
yeah,
what if like
you never know, man. Because
yeah,
and then there's that other concept picture, and
with
it
the Night
has
Sisters, right?
the Night Sister, the Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same Inquisitor from
From
uh
the Jedi Law Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. It's the same Inquisitor. So why
Yeah.
would we not see Cal Kestis?
Oh, Cal. I don't
It
know
makes
why, but I thought
perfect
about
sense to me.
I don't know why, but I thought about Kanan. I don't know why. But
Well, it could be Kanan. I highly
Kanan
doubt
would be
it'll be
yeah.
Kanan though,
No.
because we've already seen enough of him and Vader together.
Yeah. Cal. That's interesting.
Because you gotta think about it. Order 66 took place when Cal was a Padawan. This is supposed to be 10 years after, so that would put Cal at the time of Fallen Order.
Uh-huh.
That Jedi in that concept looks to be like a young adult.
I gotta look at a photo right now because that got me curious.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up too. And I'm sorry for all you people watching. You're just gonna have to Google it for yourself.
Let me see. Because I thought it was Kenobi, but I don't.
Well, see, I thought it was Kenobi too, but after I was looking at it,
because in another photo he looks bulkier. Like you said,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looks bulkier.
I just think maybe it could be another Jedi. Maybe that's how they fool us.
I'm saying if it's not Kenobi, I'm saying that it's Cal Kestis. That's my guess.
Because he doesn't
look bulky.
Yeah, because Cal Kestis doesn't have that like outfit. He wears like a poncho or something like that, right?
Dude, you know what would be sick?
What?
Is if it's that Jedi from Force Unleashed that trains Starkiller. What's his name? Ram Koda.
Yeah, the blind guy, right?
Yeah, the blonde one.
He has the green lightsaber though.
He does have the green lightsaber, but he has a blue one at some point, if I'm not mistaken.
Because if they touch that, then we gotta bring up Starkiller. That like there has to be a show on Starkiller or something.
Because
like
if you look, I mean, where would they be fighting? Well, I mean, does Kenobi go back to Mustafar because he knows that Vader has a castle there?
Or maybe he's trying to finish him off because he senses him. But then at the same time, like he has to watch Luke, so I don't think he would leave his post.
In A New Hope, is it Ben or Vader? Does one of them say, the last time we was together, you was the master and I
That was
the apprentice?
Vader.
Does he say the last time we was together or when I left you? I think he says when I left you.
Yeah, when I left you, I was but the learner, but now I am the master. And he says the master of evil, or that's what Kenobi says. Have you seen like the fan film of that? Like the
yes, I have.
dude, I thought that was one of the best. I was like, when Vader like throws the lightsaber and almost like chops his head off, like, ooh, that looks so good. And speaking of like fan films, like there was like an Obi-Wan Kenobi fan film of that famous like YouTuber. I forgot his name, but he does really good impressions and stuff. I thought that short film was excellent.
This other concept picture of Vader sitting on the throne, talking to that hologram projection.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this is on Mustafar because this looks a lot like Vader's castle.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Could be it.
I don't think we're gonna see anything about Palpatine in here.
I hope not. I don't want Palpatine. Like, please, please, please do not rinse and repeat. Like,
I do hope we get like a cameo of like a child Luke, like a 10-year-old Luke.
mm,
That would be so cool.
nah, we shouldn't involve you, Luke, yet. I think until the end of the series. Yeah, it's
Like
too
the last
soon.
episode.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah. But yeah, back when Kenobi was first starting to get rumors and stuff, everybody was like, "Oh, Kenobi's job is to stay on Tatooine, but uh why would he have different clothes and blah blah blah?"
Mhm.
But if you think about it, if Vader's in this show, it makes perfect sense for Kenobi not to stay on Tatooine. Because that's why he's on Tatooine, is to hide Luke from the Empire. And it even says in A New Hope that the Empire doesn't come this far out in the galaxy most of the time.
So what if like half of the show is like Darth Vader, half of the show is Kenobi?
And then the middle of the season they meet up and that's their showdown episode.
I don't think they would meet on Tatooine. They would
No,
meet
I don't
somewhere
either.
else.
That's what I'm saying. I believe if it's not Mustafar, it'll be some other kind of junk planet, not Tatooine. I don't see Vader being on Tatooine.
Because he never goes to Tatooine.
No, it's sand, it's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere.
It's in his oxygen tank or something.
Yeah. Um,
Those are
but
good
I mean,
ideas, but I just feel like I think when Disney launched their Disney Plus and like they had the roadmap of all the shows, the number one show that I thought was gonna be a shocker was Kenobi. Kenobi, they're gonna bring something. Like I just have a
I,
feeling that
I
something's
I
gonna
get
come.
what you're saying, and I'm on the same page with you. But I feel the same way about Boba. I'm expecting a major bombshell announcement on Boba.
Boba, I think Boba would be a good show to watch, but I feel like
I think
it has
Boba would
hype.
be. I think Boba would be a good show to introduce characters that we know but we don't know
Mhm.
much of, and then
Yeah,
continue their story.
I think
Like
how
you
it's
got.
gonna go.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna go is like, so I don't know how many episodes are gonna show, but I feel like there's
I
gonna
think
be like
it's. I've heard 8 and I've heard 9.
so I think there's gonna be like a 2 week period. I just have, for some reason, I feel like Kenobi's gonna release like in March or April. I don't know why. I just have that feeling.
I did hear that it was either Kenobi or Boba. The first week we get 2 episodes.
Okay, probably.
So if that's how it's working, then I see Boba being 9 episodes.
Or what
But
if
I
the end of
mean,
Boba Fett is the introduction to the third season of The Mandalorian,
Mandalorian, yeah, that could happen.
and
Um,
then Kenobi is just a one hit wonder season because that's all it needs. Otherwise, I feel like it'd be dragging the story, in my opinion.
um, I mean, you got to think about it. What kind of bombshell announcement could they do with Kenobi? We already know that Hayden Christensen is
One
back.
last another fight with Vader.
Yeah,
Actually,
but
Vader
if
is
but
just
if
gonna
they're bringing something big,
Maul.
it could be Maul,
It could be Luke.
could be Luke,
It could be Qui-Gon, as he
could be
said.
Qui-Gon.
Maybe Yoda.
I don't see many people being in that line though. But in Boba, you got to think about we've got Bosk, we've got Cad Bane, we've
Cad
got
Bane, I think is
Dengar, we've got
okay.
IG-88, we've got
I feel like those are like, no offense, but I feel like they're like secondary important characters.
yeah, yeah,
And then like
like one
Kenobi,
episode characters.
yeah. Yeah. Or not one episodes, but like they're iconic in a specific like category, like bounty hunters.
Now I could see like Bosk or somebody being the Boba Fett, how Boba Fett was in The Mandalorian. He was the background character, but he drawed so much attention till he wasn't a background character. I
Mm-hmm.
could see Bosk or somebody being in that same position
Yeah.
in
You know what?
Boba Fett.
I understand. I remember in the end of season 2 of The Mandalorian, like Boba was just a distraction flying with his ship. Why
Yes.
didn't he just pull up at the end and just like help them out? Like he just basically dipped. I'm
That
like,
that tells me that Boba had business somewhere.
he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna help you guys real quick." Like it's like kind of like
Maybe he's going back to
a,
Cobb
a
Planet on Tatooine.
or like a layover or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he had to go get that spice. He's been away too long.
Yeah, like because I feel like if they
Got a
had Boba,
spice
I
tooth.
think he would destroy those after those Death Troopers, and then
Oh
he would
yeah,
like go
totally.
like
Boba
full Batman
Boba would have
interrogation on Moff
Boba just would
Gideon,
have ran them head on. He wouldn't even have fired at them. He would have just ran them head
just
on.
screaming, just
Yeah,
howling and screaming at them. I think
doing
he
his New Zealand chant.
that's really funny. Like I can just see him like running and screaming down the hallway and like him like basically like interrogating like Moff Gideon. He just throws him out the window.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen Boba and Luke face to face though, like face each other
Because they
face to
got
face.
beef technically.
Yeah, they do. And I'm telling you, if Boba would have seen Luke, he would have
He
just
would have shot
instantly
him.
tried to kill him.
He would have. Or
It's
like maybe
because
take his
Boba
fish.
hates Jedi. It's not just Mace Windu. I believe Boba has a little bit of an inhibitor chip because he is a
Mm,
clone.
it's true.
I
But it hasn't
believe
been
that the
activated.
Kamen.
It hasn't been activated. Like it's been so
Well,
long.
how do you know what the Kaminoans did to him?
Nah, nah. That'd be too much.
There's never too much in Star Wars.
Disney would be like, no, they'd malfunction.
Never too much in Star Wars.
What if he took it out?
Like Crosshair.
Kind of like that. Because like he has
Yeah,
the bounty hunters and they could like be like, yo, you got something in your brain. Because like some of the bounty hunters are like high tech. They have high tech equipment and they could like detect something in his head. So they just
yeah. Boba
like
could have took it out and sold it for a good fortune.
probably.
But I mean, you look at Crosshair. He took his out and he was still bad.
Yeah, because he chose to be.
So
But I
what's the
think
difference with Boba?
the thing about Crosshair was that it wasn't enough. Like it's like they started off good with him with the whole genocide, and then they made him a little soft. Like I was
I
rewatching
think
some episodes.
I think they just made Crosshair the punching bag of the last
Yeah,
half of the season.
he should not be the punching bag. Like they started off with him so well with the execution of the civilians. And I'm like, yes, we need more. I honestly thought he was gonna kill Hauser. If he killed Hauser, that would have been like, okay, this guy knows.
I was like, I
Why
was
isn't he
like,
shooting?
they haven't done enough to him, so they decide to throw him in the engine turbine
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and get
And burn half his head.
incinerated.
I mean, he has a good look. Like it's just that like I just wish they made him
You
more
know, there was
brutal.
a lot of people after that episode. There was a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is the origin of Dengar."
Oh no.
Yeah, there was those people. And if you're
No.
one of those people listening, I kind of felt the
Oh my God, like the Star Wars community is great and all, but
same thing.
there's just certain
There's so many theories that come around.
yeah. I feel like we have legitimate ones, in my opinion. Because like even though you would say some things, like I'd be like, I don't know about that, because like I would counter it with something, but if I can't counter it, then it's legitimate. I'm just
Well,
like it is. I was like, because when you said Qui-Gon, I was like something to cause drama to upset Chase. I was like, no, he's right. It could be could be Qui-Gon. Like
could be Qui-Gon.
I was like, yeah, that's legit.
I what if like one of the big spoilers is gonna be like a Satine flashback? That'd be pretty cool.
Mm, or
And I
maybe
mean,
Ahsoka.
who knows? I mean, who knows how long of a contract Katie Sackhoff has? What if she does a flashback with Satine and Bo-Katan's there, but she's in her Clone Wars Mandalorian armor?
Uh-huh.
When you have Anakin and Obi-Wan there in their Clone Wars. I mean, there's so many possibilities that they could go with this show.
They can't choke this up. They choke this up, Star Wars dies.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'd go that far because Kenobi is one of the most anticipated shows slash movies since Revenge of the
Years,
Sith. Since Revenge
years,
of the Sith. It's been over
yes.
15 years. Can you believe we almost waited 16 years for this? I remember in 2013 when the hype was like, oh, like we were talking, but they haven't said anything. I remember the whole conversation video. I was like, we'll see. And then like now it's like official. I
Um,
think there's
Go
gonna
ahead.
be a surprise. Definitely. Boba's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna enjoy watching that show. But Kenobi is gonna be more of an emotional attachment. because of
Yeah.
what we grew up with these characters. Like Boba,
I don't know. Boba's gonna be more of attachment for me.
for me, it's gonna be the Kenobi series.
It's gonna be
If
more of a
if the
Boba for me.
first lines he says is hello there,
Yeah,
you're
I'm gonna
gonna
lose
get a
it.
call from me. I'm gonna
I'm gonna lose it.
Or what if he has General Grievous's skull in his little like hut? I'd be like,
Ooh, what if he like somehow took Grievous's sabers
maybe.
and he's got his cape hanging up on his wall as decoration?
Yeah. But Obi-Wan doesn't seem like the type to like
No, he
collect
doesn't.
trophies. But I would
I
see him
don't know.
collect
He
the
did have
helmet.
now he did have a chest. That's where he kept Anakin's lightsaber. So who knows what he
Yeah.
took?
I can see him keeping his like his face mask thing.
I could see him keeping something from Satine. I could see him keeping something of Qui-Gon.
What if he had Qui-Gon's lightsaber?
Man, it is too
And he
late for you to get
and
me
he
this fired up.
and he retired like for like just a little bit. Because he had to hide his identity, right? Like they're like, oh,
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's a blue lightsaber. He never had a green one. And then they're like, that's not Obi-Wan. He doesn't have a green lightsaber.
I would like to see Obi-Wan with a green lightsaber.
I could
That'd
see
be
him with
pretty
green.
cool. Yeah.
He's
I've
that
always
kind
been a
like
fan of Plo Koon and the yellow saber.
that's true. Man, I need to get myself an Obi-Wan Kenobi figure now. I got to. I've seen them. I passed up on them.
Speaking of figures, we got one more thing in the news here.
All right.
You toy collectors who enjoy the holiday figures.
No.
Um,
This year's actually not bad.
This one's not bad. It's actually way better than the holiday troopers from last year.
Oh God, don't talk about
I
that.
don't know if this has actually been officially released yet, but
Mhm.
this is I don't know what scale this is. I don't know if it's Black Series. I don't know if it's 6
I
inch.
don't think it's Black Series. That one.
It looks like a vintage collection,
Hmm.
but it's a R5 droid, and it's a Christmas version, and he is red, gold, white, and on the top he's got reindeer antlers, and his name on the packaging is, I don't know if it's on the packaging, but in the description it's R5-D33R, which is deer for
I
reindeer.
think is it like a Disneyland exclusive or like is it
Yeah, I
like
think so. I think it's only available to like Disney stores.
all right? When I pass by, I'll confirm.
Yeah, and if you're gonna get one, you better get me one too.
Okay, I was thinking about that too. I'm looking at stuff. Like every time like
Man, but you know, at a Disney store, that figure's gonna be probably like $35.
it's worth it.
It is a pretty cool Christmas figure though.
Cause like Galaxy's Edge is, I'm not gonna lie, it's based off like that world of like episode 7, 8, 9. Even as much as I hate those episodes, they did a really good job with Galaxy's Edge. Because
Yeah,
it's like kind of timeless a little bit.
yeah.
They do have first order troopers there. Like I think the merchandise and everything is really, really good. Like I remember I bought both of my lightsabers there. I got Luke and Darth Vader. And when you buy your first, I hope that one day you go to Disney, man, I'm gonna convince you to buy a lightsaber. And then
Man,
your wife's gonna be shaking her head, and I'm gonna be next to your ear like, do it.
do it.
Like, dude, I'll be like, I'll tell you, bro, it's a cool collection item. I recommend anybody who goes to Disney out there
I would
because
just like to go to see the Falcon and
oh yeah, that thing is humongous. Like it's so nice. And the ride's actually really fun. I actually like the first time I went, I wanted to be the pilot, not gonna lie. But after that, I kind of like being like the what's it called, the back seat, just like the passenger, because when people
oh
don't know how to
yeah.
fly the thing, they're not Star Wars fans, so they don't know how to fly the thing. And I'm just like, I just love it.
Bypass the compressor.
I'm just like, what? And then the whole thing blows up.
What did you do? I bypassed the compressor.
Gosh, dude. Never
That's
mind.
what Disney did. That's the kind of dialogue that J.J. Abrams
Yeah,
gave us.
I think you would have a good time if you went to Galaxy's. If we do go to Disneyland together, we have to do a live like commentating on Instagram or
Yes,
whatever.
yes,
We have
there's
to.
gonna be.
And then
Rodian Radio takes over Galaxy's Edge.
and then I'm gonna be like basically like chanting in the chat, like everybody, we need like 1,000 people to say yes for Chase to buy 6 lightsabers right now. Link.
6.
6 lightsabers,
Man,
2 of Maul, 1
if
Dooku.
I if my personal lightsaber choice would be a yellow or white blade.
They do have a Knight Templar lightsaber. I
Yeah.
held it. It's pretty light.
I've always been a
The
fan of
color's nice.
the yellow sabers.
I like the white ones. Those are pretty nice.
Yeah, like Ahsoka's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hers are there. Hers are very nice. There is Ray's though, but
Get out of here.
I have
Get
a
out of here.
problem
I
with
don't
the hold
care.
on.
I don't care. She does not have a yellow lightsaber.
I
She's not a
think
Skywalker. She's not a Jedi. She is
hold,
a
let,
junk rat that can move rocks. That's it.
let me finish. All right, give me a second. I saw the
No,
lightsaber and
there is no,
let me finish.
absolutely no defending her.
I'm not defending at all. I was questioning it. I was like, why is this name Ray's lightsaber? It should not be named Ray's lightsaber. This should be Anakin's lightsaber because that was his original one. Luke, sure, Luke borrowed it and then Ray stole it.
Yes, it was actually Anakin's. Just like
Yeah,
Boba Fett's starship, it's Rey's
yeah.
lightsaber.
And then I remember when I was at Disney, there was a guy waiting in line. He's like, I can't wait to get Ray's lightsaber. And I told him straight up, don't do it. I recommend them every single other lightsaber, but that one.
You know, just hearing him say Rey's lightsaber, that would have like instantly cringed the
Yeah,
back of
I
my
would have
head.
been like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
I
like
was like,
anybody who comes across to me and is like, "Oh, that's Luke Skywalker's lightsaber." No, 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 no,
it's
no, no,
Anakin
no,
Skywalker.
no. It's Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. Did Luke construct it? No,
No,
no.
exactly. He constructed his green one, which I really like, which is
Have you seen
like
the deleted scene from Return of the Jedi
yeah, I
of
saw where he's
Luke
like fixing it.
constructing a
Yeah,
saber?
they should have kept that. I don't know, like
They should have. Yes, they should have.
because
That would have been great.
if you think about it, like he like when you first saw the green lightsaber, you're like, oh okay, like all right, that's I guess he had time. Like I like
That
it.
was actually the first green lightsaber that we see in Star Wars. Was
Mhm.
Luke's.
Yeah, see that, and he wore a dark robe, which I thought was very interesting in the Revenge of the or Return of the Jedi. That's what I find interesting. I liked it. I remember honestly, like New Hope is okay in my opinion. I know people are gonna come after me for this one. New Hope is okay. Don't get me wrong, but I love Empire Strikes Back.
Return of the Jedi is my favorite.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi, I like it too, but
I've
in the
always
order,
been fascinated by the black clothes that Luke wears with the green saber. It just works so well.
and it just wrapped the ending. Like a lot of people didn't like it, but I'm like, it's a pretty good movie compared to the ones that we got in like 2015. You know, besides
Yeah.
Rogue One. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Rogue
like
One was the only movie out of Disney that was worth it.
yeah, because Kathleen Kennedy barely touched it.
Yeah, it was actually a Gareth Edwards film.
Yeah, we should bring him back. Take
Should,
away
yes.
Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson, I'm sorry, he's a good director, but he does not know how to direct Star Wars movies.
I wouldn't
I'm
even
gonna
call him
say
a
it.
good director.
I think he has some good movies. I liked his movie with Looper. That was a good concept movie. I like the idea of it. But he does not.
And I think J.J. Abrams should just stick to Star Trek.
Yeah, he can't cross over. He's a
No.
good he's also a good director too, but this guy loves his
If he knows what he's doing, he is, yes.
yeah. He's like
But
oh my god, we should have had just like Michael Bay direct a Star Wars movie. You know how
oh my
insane.
goodness, I would not be able to handle that.
How many explosions?
That would be like Transformers mixed with Ninja Turtles mixed with the Expendables, man.
Hey, we get a lot of action though. Like by the time that movie's
Like
out,
you'd
he's
have
already
body
working on the
parts
sequel.
flying everywhere.
He would he would already be working on the sequel when the movie already came out. Like,
No, I would love to see a Michael Bay Star Wars film, but there's no way my mind could comprehend it in one watch. I'd have to watch it at least 3 times the first day.
or a Quentin Tarantino movie. Oh God, I think I would allow him to direct a Boba Fett movie
Michael
because
Bay.
yeah, no, Quentin Tarantino.
What did he direct?
He directed the I was gonna say the name, but it has a bad word. It's Inglorious.
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah,
you're
that
talking about.
movie,
I've never
and
seen that movie.
that movie's excellent. And he also did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He did like Kill Bill.
I have seen
Like
that.
he's done Django, The Hateful Eight. But basically his movies there's a lot of blood. There's a lot of gore and like he's a good director, but that guy, like, what he does is like it's slow in the beginning, and then it's like the ending or the climax, it's like insane. I can see that.
You know, if we got one rated R Star Wars movie, I would want, as much as I would love to see a rated R Vader film, I would rather have one of Grievous.
Grievous, yeah, his slaughter. Rated R. It would have to be
Because if you've
like
watched
during the
the
Clone Wars or like
yeah,
before.
like if you've
Okay,
watched
yeah,
the old school Clone Wars,
he was
Grievous
pretty
like
brutal.
massacres a ton of Jedi.
He does. I need a Grievous. Dang, I want that Grievous figure to come out. Oh, scalpers,
Yeah.
if you're listening out there, Rodian Radio is
Man,
is
you're
here with
wasting
you
your
with
time. They
open,
ain't gonna send us nothing.
is here with open arms. I will never talk about scalpers again
I will. Even after I got the figure, I still would.
like some of them I negotiate. I learned from Obi-Wan, negotiators of a year. I'm not gonna lie. I very much
Scalpers
appreciate.
are our speciality.
And then he gets knocked out.
All right, so that's all the Star Wars news. So let's get into this here.
All right.
Did you hear that audio, all right?
A little bit. It got a little cut off at the end.
Let me do that again real quick. Did you get it that time?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, that one I did.
I'm working on some new audio clips. So that one is the introduction to
Oh, the
Star
one thing we
Wars.
forgot about to talk about was the Rancor set.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
All right, no worries.
But sorry guys, if anybody's listening or watching, it is we had some technical difficulties for about 2.5 hours before we actually planned to start. So we're off our game right now because it is way past our recording time.
Hey, this
Like
is the
4 hours past our recording time.
we got a grandpa over here.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta get up in less than 6 hours. So
Sleep is
but I'm
for
dedicated.
we are dedicated to Rodian Radio.
And dedicated. Okay, today in Star Wars history. On today, November 15th, 2015, The Last Jedi started production.
I should have
Never should have started.
Never should have started day one. They wrap it up.
Never should have started.
Oh my god! When he threw that lightsaber, I was like, "What direction is this movie going in?" He just tossed it. I laughed. I laughed like I usually don't like talk in the movie theater, but I laughed like an old guy. I was like,
Now, I
"Ha!"
remember the first time I watched it, I really enjoyed it. But then after all the reviews and stuff started coming out, it changed my perspective of it. And I could see a lot of why people hate it.
I had the same opinion too. Like I kind of got influenced by the media, but at the same time, I was like, okay, it's only the second movie, people. We don't know what the third one's gonna be about. And then when I saw the third one, I was like, they were right. I was more optimistic.
I enjoyed Rise of Skywalker the first time I saw it, but
I did not. I only like the first like
but after
5 minutes.
I've seen it from how many times now, I don't even know. It's
Like when
horrible, man. They did
wasted
Adam
film.
Driver so bad in that movie.
He carried that movie no matter. Like he carried a failed project. Like he was the only guy that did the work on the project that still didn't know what the assignment was, and they got like maybe partial credit.
Speaking of Adam Driver,
I can barely hear it on the video.
oh well, it's a good thing it's not on the video.
No, it's on the podcast.
It's on the podcast. Rodian Radio exclusive audio only on the podcast. No. So, anyways, Adam Driver. Have you seen the Saturday Night Live Kylo Ren undercover?
Yeah, I saw both of them.
Yeah. All right,
he's so, like, I know what you're thinking. It's stupid.
It's stupid. Yeah. I like my favorite part though is when he's like, no, maybe you could be a good pilot as Luke Skywalker. She's like, no, I meant as Kylo Ren.
As Kylo Ren,
he's like, no, I want to be like Luke Skywalker. He's like,
and you'll die like him too.
Okay, boomer.
That's pretty good.
All right, so speaking of Adam Driver, he was in an interview, I believe, with Screen Rant sometime this past week about Star Wars conventions, and he said, I'm just paraphrasing here. This is not word for word quote, but he said that more or less he never wants to do a Star Wars convention again. And Listen to the reasoning though before you just start making assumptions.
No, I understand. I mean, he has potential. He's done other good movies. Like he
He
can survive without Star
he can.
Wars.
He's a very talented actor.
Hmm.
He said the reason he does not want to do them no more is because he said from the moment he got there, he was not allowed to go outside of his hotel room without having to have some kind of mask cover his whole head so nobody would know who he was until the convention opened. And he said, like, when he got to his hotel at 2 a.m. in the morning, he thought he could go get some coffee, and they told him no unless he puts on a whole mask to cover his whole head. And it's
Can't
because
they just
they
bring it to him though?
do what?
Can't like he like have people bring it to him? Like people who are part of like the
Yeah, like
convention.
they had to hide his identity so nobody would know who he was before the convention opened. I
Oh
guess he was a
God.
special guest of the convention or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I could
But
see it, but like again, like I'm sure like if he was more comfortable, like if the fans weren't as crazy, he would do it, you
oh
know.
yeah,
But
nowadays the fans, they're nuts. Man, they don't even give people room to walk.
yeah, it's like calm down, people. Like
They're just people. Like
exactly,
if you
like
be patient enough,
they're
you'll get to meet him.
yeah, exactly.
There's no
Like I was
sense
thinking
in
about
rushing him at his door.
yeah, because I was thinking about it too. Like if I were ever to meet the actors, like I just talk to them like just anybody else, like oh, I like your work, thank you. Like just be like and be like, is it okay if I take a photo with you and get an autograph and like have a nice day? Other people, how they're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, like I get they're excited and everything, but like
But
you can
you've also got to be
relax.
respectful, people. If you're ever lucky to meet a celebrity and you ask them for a picture or autograph and they tell you no, don't take offense to that. I mean,
Yeah, don't take it
you gotta
personally.
turn it on you. What if people came up to you all the time asking you for that? You'd want to tell them no.
Yeah.
But I kind of thought that was funny that his reasoning was because he couldn't show his face, so he didn't want to do any more
Mhm.
conventions. Which that's understandable.
I could understand. Yeah, that's understandable. Like,
That's understandable.
yeah, it's just not for everybody. Like Harrison Ford, like clearly does not like
Oh
being a
goodness,
star.
don't even get me started on
he
Harrison
he
Ford.
clearly made it like he stated like just kill me already.
Yeah. After Harrison Ford did Star Wars, I think he kind of realized that he's meant for bigger things than Star Wars.
Yeah,
But
definitely. He had
at
other
the
films.
the
Yeah.
time, there was a lot of stuff that could have been bigger than Star Wars. But now, if you think about it, Star Wars is probably the biggest franchise in the world, cinema wise.
Yeah, it's one of the big ones.
It's
Yeah.
one of the. It's right
Next to
there with
Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah,
Yes,
Marvel, yeah. And who owns both of them? Disney.
Disney.
I remember the days when they did when it
Yeah,
was
the
just like
good days.
good Spider-Man 1, 2,
Those
3.
were those were
I
before
don't
the
I don't
dark
care what people
times.
say, but I thought Ghost Rider was excellent.
Ghost Rider was a great movie.
I thought it was a great movie too.
Yeah, those were before the dark times.
Yeah, before
Before
Disney.
the dark times. Before Disney.
Oh
Before
man.
Disney owned
Dude,
Lucasfilm. Luke.
if we ever do like if we ever go to Comic Con, we need to do Rhodey and Raider there. I can just see us with the table. Like it's
Yes.
just podcast have a podcast and everything. We got the microphone and the headset ready. Like
Yes. Oh
we
man,
just
that'd be
start
so
interviewing
great.
people. Like we
We
go up
need
to
to
people.
find we need to find like a middle ground for both of us, like a
We do.
convention somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, we do. And like I was thinking, like imagine we're interviewing people, like who's your favorite character? And if I hear Ray, we're moving on to the next guy. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
just
yeah. Yeah, get out of
middle
here. Next.
any I guess sequel characters out. All of them are
Besides
out.
Kylo. Kylo's the only person from the sequels that's worthy of being a favorite character.
Yeah, Kylo. I liked Poe in Force Awakens, like before all of that. Like in the trailer, he looked cool. Like I was like, okay, they got a pilot,
He did look cool in the trailer.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I
So
was
did
digging it.
Finn.
Finn too. They wasted his potential.
Yep.
We can go all night about talking, but let's move on to the Rancor set.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I've
let's
been
get
doing
back
a
into this.
little research on that. So since this is still technically my first year, like looking at like figures and collecting them. I was surprised that Hasbro, because Hasbro apparently releases some like celebration figure every year, kind of like something big, a big set or whatever. And this year, the Rancor set is the worst, like anticipated set in the history of like Hasbro Plus or
And
whatever.
I would have thought it would have been the Razor Crest.
No, it wasn't. It was this set. This is the worst one. And I'm thinking like maybe because it cost over $100, probably like something that should be worth like maybe 50 max. Like, and it doesn't even come with like some people are asking for like the girl that was in it in
Oh
the
yeah,
military.
Ula.
Yeah, they said no Ula, no Mula. That was like the slogan they were trying to do. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know, try to be accurate or like, yeah, I just think they're asking too much, and it's I just see it like selling very terribly. Obviously, scalpers are gonna buy it because they think they're gonna resell it, but they
Have
know
you
it goes.
seen the second tier for that?
No, I have not. What is it? What is it?
Okay, so you're paying over $300 for this Rancor.
No way. I thought it was 125 or
No,
something.
it's like 360-ish.
360 for
Somewhere,
just the
yeah, somewhere around there.
what?
So tier
Dude,
two,
you can buy a lightsaber with that.
tier two of the
Uh-huh.
you can buy Hot Toys for that. So
Right.
tier
Anyways, yeah.
two for this Rancor is some props, and it's like a handful of like creature skulls and bones
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
and a cardboard background. That's it.
For $360.
Yeah, it's over 300. I'm not
So let's
exactly
say
sure.
it's like $400 or like around 400 with taxes and everything.
So
Shipping.
so yeah, you're paying $400 for a Rancor, a cardboard background, and a few skulls. And
It should be at least $50 max. I have a Megatron figure that has like the Universal Studios set and everything, and that's like it's like
yep.
$40.
You know, back in the 2000s, it
Early
would have been
2000s.
$50. It
Yeah,
would have been 100 max.
yeah, because nobody would buy it. Like
No,
not just because of
and
the
not just because nobody would buy it, but the stores would be stocked. Like
yeah
I'm talking, I'm talking to the front to the back of the shelf stocked.
the good old days. I need to watch some YouTube videos like the good old days.
I can't watch some YouTube videos, man. They make me too depressed. Because I remember
All the Clone
walking
Wars.
in, I remember walking into Toys R Us and just seeing everything.
And
And
now it's
then
gone.
now you look at it and there's Toys R Us is gone. You can't even find anything in Walmart. You can't find nothing at Target. You're lucky to find it at GameStop.
Don't even get me with GameStop. They get the worst ones.
Speaking of GameStop, I know where to find some Jetpack Imperial
Oh,
Troopers.
Jetpack Imperial. Yeah, I'll guarantee you they'll be there.
Yeah, 6 of them at least.
Yeah, and then
And then you'll have like one of the what are they, snow troopers or whatever from Fallen Order, and a bunch of archive Luke and Han Hoths, and a Quill, and you go to Walmart and you see nothing but Grief Karga, and you go to
yeah.
Target and you don't see nothing Black Series. I can't tell you the last time I was in Target and I saw something from Black Series.
The last time I honestly I was lucky to grab them. I got a Mandalorian. This was before the second season came out. It was in September of 2 years ago. I got the Mandalorian, the silver armor, and I got a Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back, both for like retail price. And I was like hesitant of getting them, but I got them, and it was so worth it. I eventually traded them and sold them for other products, which it's just I think it was worth it to me. But at the time, I was glad that I got them.
You traded them for Commander Fox, didn't you?
I traded Vader for Echo.
That's a good trade.
And then the what's it called? The Silver Mandalorian, I traded him for a custom
Beskar?
Camino. No, yeah, the Beskar one. The custom Camino trooper that I have in my photos.
I'm not a fan of that Camino clone.
Hey, but I have a custom one. He's like an ARC trooper Camino.
Well, you also have a custom Captain Vaughn that you always kill in your photos. Like, what gives, man?
He's always like from what I saw him from the Clone Wars, he was cool. He was one of those cool characters that died, and I gave him some style. All right,
You gave him style, man. He's getting eat by dinosaurs every photo you take.
Hey, but he takes out one or two, at least.
Did all that hard work for you in that figure just for you to have to
Uh,
get eat by Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Excuse me, he got eaten by velociraptors, and there were two of them, so he at least got one. Hey, he's still a good-looking figure. I still have plans for him. And now that I
just
have,
thought of a brilliant photo idea for you.
what is the photo idea?
So you have Captain Rex, the T-Rex.
Mm-hmm.
You know how velociraptors are like not scared of T-Rexes?
Yeah.
You can have like Rex aiming his two pistols at the raptors and have
the
like a back
raptors.
view of the raptors. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. But do you know what sucked? I did like a poll of like what people wanted to see more of Star Wars and Jurassic Park, and I think I said in this last episode, but like it broke my heart, and a lot of people like Star. I'm not saying like Star Wars is bad, but like Jurassic Park is very dear to me. But you know, Star Wars it is. So I'm thinking
Me too,
about,
man. I love Jurassic Park.
but like I'm thinking about doing some more brutal photos. I'm thinking there may or may not, like since now I have Imperial Commander Fox compared to the custom one I have. I might have clones versus clones in the next coming photos. You might see a death squad or something like that, or a firing team.
Ooh, a death squad. I didn't know there was an Imperial Commander Fox.
I don't know. He might be one of the. I almost. It's always like when I have him in my photos, he's a good figure to pose and everything. I've never had issues with him. And the one figure that does not want to listen when I'm taking these photos.
You mean stand up?
Yep, does not want to listen. It's a whole production studio I'm going on here. Is this one? It's not even a Star Wars character. It's insane. It's this Halo, this Master Chief I have. He does not want to stand up. I don't know why. Like the scene is perfect, falls, and I'm just like, there's no wind, there's no direction of like the Earth moving at this particular second, and he falls.
You know, there's probably not a lot of people listening to this that can actually relate to what you're saying, but I can relate 100%.
I don't know why. I don't know. It's the manufacturer. And what's so interesting about this figure is that he has a two-piece foot, like the ankle or like the toes or whatever. Yeah. So it should be more like have more grip, but it doesn't. But anyways,
I know exactly what you mean. I have the same problem.
But anyways, like just to wrap it up with what I was saying about figures, the Imperial Crosshair is very detailed. The one thing I don't like about it is that they didn't give him like the option to move the scope, because in the show his scope he puts it like on the side. Like I don't know if you noticed that. No. So he has as a regular sniper scope, it obviously it's like straight, but sometimes he moves it to the side so he can like aim it like that. Yeah, there's John Walker does the custom ones for that. And I was thinking about it.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, if you rewatch it, his scope is sometimes on the side, kind of like the 1895 sniper rifle from Battlefield 1, kind of like that. I've noticed it. That's why I wanted it, because it'd be cool, like if I had a photo of him like moving the scope or like messing with it, you know, because he's a sniper and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, well, I think that's all the notes. Well, that is all the notes that I had for today's show. You got anything else?
That's pretty much it with the figures and everything. We're releasing next year. Book of Boba Fett coming out. Obviously, the Commander Boss got pushed back to January, of course, from GameStop. It's supposed to come out. And then
it's gonna be the year.
Have you seen the 220 or the orange clone trooper, 212 trooper, or whatever? Yeah. That's another one that's still up in the air.
A lot of releases for next year, but
that's all for me this week.
Yeah, that's gonna be it for Rodian Radio tonight. Big news on the way. Got merch on the way.
They do.
Now listen, people.
No. When you say, you got to go up to the camera and be like, listen, everybody.
You're gonna want these shirts. And there's more stuff
Mhm.
than just shirts, but you're gonna want them. This is the only place you can find them. Rodian Radio. You're
Nope.
not gonna
And
find
I
them anywhere else.
and once I get my set, I will be posting it on my social media just for you guys, just for you. I'll model for you, just so you know it's not CGI, it's fake. Maybe I might put Commander Fox's head on my shirt or on my head. I don't know, but anyways,
Nope,
I will
that's
be
gonna do
hosting.
it for Rodian Radio tonight. I'm Chase.
Yeah, this is Danny.
Until next time, may the force be with you on Rodian Radio.